There is a moment when you realize that your future isn't waiting to be handed to you. It's being built right now, in the quiet hours when no one is watching, in the choices you make when nobody is clapping. And yet, most people live their lives chasing noise, chasing applause, chasing validation, desperate to be seen rather than determined to become. But the truth you must accept is this. Your life will be shaped not by how loud you can broadcast your dreams, but by how disciplined you are behind closed doors. Think about it. Every minute spent justifying yourself, every second wasted trying to convince someone of your worth, is energy stolen from the work that could actually make you valuable. Most of us leak more potential through explanations and constant updates than we ever invest into the silently consistent actions that change our lives. And here's the irony. The world tells you to share your journey, to keep people updated, to stay connected. But the ones who truly rise, they do the opposite. They go quiet. They let their actions make the noise when the time is right. Picture two paths. One is crowded, noisy, addictive, filled with distractions. People shouting their plans, their goals, their opinions, begging the world to notice them. The other path is quiet, almost lonely. Few venture there because it requires delayed gratification, patience, and above all, discipline. On the noisy path, people get likes, attention, temporary approval, but they rarely change. On the quiet path, people build habits, make sacrifices, and create results that cannot be ignored. Which path do you think leads to transformation? Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't glow with instant applause, it doesn't trend, it doesn't get instant recognition. Discipline hides in the small, repeated choices, the habits you perform before sunrise, the temptations you resist when no one is watching, the work you push through on days when you feel like quitting. Discipline is invisible in the moment, but undeniable in the outcome. And that's what the noisy crowd fails to understand. Transformation is silent work with loud results. Now here's the paradox. Most people believe motivation is their problem. They tell themselves, if I only felt more inspired, I'd do the work. But that's a lie. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions are fleeting. The people who win at life are not the ones who wait to feel motivated. They're the ones who develop unshakable discipline. Discipline says, I'll do it whether I feel like it or not. Discipline says, my feelings are temporary, but my future is permanent. Let me challenge you for a moment. How many times have you announced a big goal, told the world about your vision, and then quietly let it fizzle away? You shouted the beginning but never completed the journey. And why? Because announcing feels powerful, but following through requires discipline. The future version of you, the stronger, sharper, wealthier, more successful version, is not being built through announcements. It's being built through the repetitions you practice in silence. Here's a truth most won't admit. When you lack discipline, you become addicted to shortcuts. You binge inspirational content hoping it will carry you. You scroll endlessly, convincing yourself you're waiting for the right time. You defend your distractions as if they are necessities. But when you study anyone who has achieved lasting success, you'll notice a pattern. They embraced silence and devoted themselves to consistent, ordinary, uncelebrated effort. They weren't performers, they were builders. So let's flip the frame. Imagine if instead of seeking validation, you sought alignment. Instead of asking, will they approve of me? You asked, will this action respect the person I am becoming? That one question shifts everything. It turns your energy inward, your focus toward purposeful action. Because discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. It's telling yourself, I am worth more than giving in to these distractions. I am worthy of building a future that reflects my highest potential. Now ask yourself honestly, what drains your discipline most? Is it social media, endless gossip, fear of missing out, or the loop of proving yourself to people who don't truly care? Every time you give in, you pay a hidden tax, the tax of stolen focus. And guess what? Time never refunds you. Discipline, then, is learning to say no, not because you hate people or opportunities, but because you value your future more than their temporary opinion. The truly disciplined are not loud. They do not need to boast. They don't explain every step. They learn to embrace misunderstanding. Yes, some will say, "You've changed." Yes, some will accuse you of arrogance when you go quiet. But here's the secret. That silence is your shield. That focus is your strength. And soon, those same voices will have no choice but to respect you, because your results will drown out their doubts. Think of discipline as the bridge between the life you dream of and the life you actually live. Without it, there is only imagination and excuse. With it, there is execution and transformation. And let me tell you, the bridge is not built all at once. It is laid brick by brick, day after day, choice after choice. Discipline stacks invisible victories until one day, the weight of your consistency becomes undeniable. There's something magnetic about a person of true discipline. When you walk into a room carrying the aura of someone who does the work without needing applause, people sense it. They may not know your process, but they feel your presence. They can't predict you, yet they can't ignore you. That's the kind of person worth becoming, not the noisiest in the group, but the most unshakable. But let's be real. Discipline is not easy. It will test you. There will be seasons of doubt, temptation, impatience. There will be mornings where your bed feels heavier than your dreams. Evenings where excuses feel kinder than effort. Discipline asks everything from you and offers no immediate reward. But if you stay long enough, if you hold your silence while others perform, the compound effect of your focus becomes unstoppable. Let me put it simply. Discipline is choosing your future over your feelings. Feelings beg you to quit today, but your future begs you to endure. Feelings crave attention now, but your future craves respect later. And the version of you determined by feelings will remain average. But the version of you raised by discipline will rise. That's the decision in front of you. To live loudly with little to show, or to walk silently and unshakably toward results that shout without words. Now that you understand the weight of discipline, let's move deeper. Discipline isn't just about waking up early, checking boxes, or grinding endlessly. It's about crafting alignment between who you are and who you are becoming. It is your refusal to betray your own future. The world will tempt you to play loudly, to explain yourself endlessly, to broadcast half-built dreams in exchange for momentary approval. But look closely. Has anyone ever clapped you into greatness? Has an Instagram like ever paid your bills, sharpened your mind, or built your resilience? Noise is cheap, but discipline compounds into treasure. Discipline reclaims the energy you've been giving away. Every argument avoided is energy preserved. Every temptation resisted is power stored. Every time you choose silence over distraction, your strength multiplies. The undisciplined scatter themselves in 1,000 directions, but the disciplined focus everything into one burning flame. And that flame, quietly nurtured, can light up an entire life. What does this actually look like? It looks like walking away from conversations that lead nowhere. It looks like dedicating the first hour of your day to intention instead of scrolling. It looks like guarding your mental diet as carefully as your physical one, replacing gossip with growth, replacing comparison with creation. These may seem small, but discipline always hides inside small decisions. Great transformations are nothing more than accumulated minor sacrifices. But here's the moment most people stumble. Discipline requires being misunderstood. While the crowd is chasing instant gratification, you'll be choosing restraint. While friends are laughing about weekends lost to noise, you'll be stacking foundations. They'll ask why you're quiet, why you're distant, why you're so serious. And that's when you must remember, silence today is the sound of tomorrow's respect. Discipline doesn't isolate you forever. It prepares you to stand stronger when opportunities arrive. A vision without discipline is just fantasy, But discipline without vision is slavery. That means you need both. A clear, magnetic vision of the life you're building, and the patient discipline to water that vision daily without needing applause. Silence protects the seed. Discipline nurtures it. And when the time is right, growth becomes undeniable. Think of anyone you admire, anyone whose success feels unshakable. What you see is the fruit, but what you don't see is the soil of discipline beneath their journey. While others were performing for attention, they were repeating their process. While others were distracted by gossip, they were designing their focus. Their results echo loudly now because, in their season of building, they embraced quiet discipline. And the beauty? You can start today. Discipline doesn't demand perfection. It demands direction. One decisive step, one act of consistency, one commitment to choose yourself when it would be easier to follow the crowd. The power is not in grand announcements, but in daily alignment. A calendar filled by discipline speaks louder than any promise made at midnight. Will you still be tempted? Absolutely. Your mind will crave shortcuts. Your ego will crave validation. But in those moments, remember this. Validation fades, but results remain. When you invest in discipline, you're building something you can own forever: self-respect, mastery, peace. Nobody can take that from you. So let me leave you with this challenge. For the next season of your life, announce less and act more. Protect your mornings like they are sacred, because they are. Decline the distractions that drain you. Stop feeding the need to prove yourself, and instead prove it through results that are impossible to ignore. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about reclaiming your power. And 6 months from now, a year from now, when your presence feels sharper, your confidence deeper, your results undeniable, people will ask, "How did you do it?" And you won't need to say a word. Your life will answer for you. The truth is simple. Discipline in silence creates freedom in the open. If you learn to master yourself behind closed doors, the world outside can never control you again. Your future demands it. Your highest self deserves it. And your time starts now. Stop delaying. Stop leaking energy. Stop waiting for applause. Step into discipline. Move with focus. Protect your silence, and watch your results roar without words.